We have to brace ourselves for colder temperatures ahead and yes, even some more snow. Winter's taking another whack at us. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence. So thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. We're going to check in with meteorologist Sean Ash. He is here to talk about today's weather and then, of course, what we can expect. This is Wednesday, right?
All
right.
We're halfway
Let's not go
through the
backwards. We're only going to go
Wednesday
forwards
it is.
here. Yeah, we do. We've got some harshness on the way for tonight. And then, yes, we've got more snow on the way. So much to discuss. Do not let the sunshine fool you, because when you step outside tomorrow morning, oh my goodness, it'll grab your attention for sure. But yeah, the blue sky is a welcome sight after the cloudy days we had in the wake of the winter storm. Temperatures in the mid-20s now. And without that blanket of clouds, that'll be the difference maker tonight. Coldest night in nearly a year. We're forecasting lows anywhere from 5 above, where there's not a lot of snow on the ground, to 5, possibly as much as 10 below zero, where there's the deepest snowpack south of I-70. The last time we were below 5 degrees in Indy was January 21st of last year. Average low, 21. So not record breaking, but it's going to be the coldest one we've had in a while for you. 23, wind chill 12 when you got a westerly wind at 10. This is visible satellite, and what you're seeing on the map is predominantly the snowpack from the storm from a few days ago here. So if you're going to the Pacers game tonight, know that coming out of the field house, we will already be in the single digits. We'll have the lows for tomorrow morning, bus stop forecast, and the snow coming up in the 7-day outlook.
All right, Sean, thank you so much. And of course, we want to give you an idea of what traffic is looking like right now. Not just traffic, but the road conditions. OK, you know, crews have been out. They've been working nonstop for the last 3 days to try to clean up that big snowstorm that we had this weekend. Here's a look at Raymond and Southern Avenue. As you can see, they are making some headway. And then here's another popular thoroughfare right here. This is a look at East Street and Madison Avenue. Roads are looking pretty contained there. We'll keep an eye on things. So if your street is still snow covered from Sunday's winter storm, you're not alone. A lot of streets do not look like what they look like this, actually. Indy DPW says crews will be all hands on deck for several more days. This is proven to be taking more time than I think a lot of people expected.
Yeah, biggest snow we've had in some places in 4 years. This afternoon, Samantha Johnson has an update on the progress here in Indianapolis. Here's what she found.
Indy DPW was back out in full force again Wednesday, working in 12-hour shifts. But we wanted to know exactly how many drivers is that in how many trucks, and what about neighborhoods like this one?
We're continuing to work. You know, some people have been they've put in 48 hours of labor since Saturday night, and we're going to keep going because now there's another round coming.
Kyle Bloyd with Indy DPW says so far crews have plowed more than 45,000 miles across the city. They're working with about 70 drivers at a time. And now the focus is on what they call connector streets like this one, smaller residential streets that connect to main and secondary roads. All this with more snow on the way later this week.
And so if we've not been in your area yet, know that people are continually on the streets around the clock.
In Indianapolis, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
And you can track the colder temperatures and the snow ahead this week by downloading the WTHR weather app. It gives you the interactive radar hour-by-hour forecast, and you can pinpoint it all the way down to the neighborhood where you live. And you can also check out the weather blog, which is updated regularly with some great insights from our meteorologists here on 13. It's a free download in your phone's app store. Other news now, the prosecutor's office now plans to charge 2 teens in the Castleton Square Mall shooting that happened just 2 days before Christmas.
Rich Nye explains why police blame the man who got shot as the aggressor in the incident.
Shots were fired inside the Castleton Square Mall main entrance about 8:30 p.m. on December 23rd, putting the mall on lockdown with hundreds of Christmas shoppers inside. Police say 3 people with guns who knew each other were involved. An 18-year-old and his 17-year-old associate allegedly chased the victim through the mall, all of them armed. On Christmas Eve, police arrested the 18-year-old who was shot in the incident for intimidation with a deadly weapon. But he was released 3 days later without being charged by the prosecutor's office. On Tuesday, Metro Police rearrested the 18-year-old for intimidation. The 17-year-old was arrested for dangerous possession of a firearm. Police say the key to rearresting the 18-year-old was identifying his alleged victim, a victim that apparently may have fired his own gun in self-defense. Police say the 18-year-old who was shot is most criminally responsible for the incident.
He's the one who is alleged to be the aggressor in this incident, and the person who we've identified as firing gun has alleged self-defense and has not been arrested at this point.
Mall surveillance video helped police identify the people involved.
It's incredibly important. This is a high-profile incident, and it shows the dedication that our IMPD officers and detectives had in being able to get enough evidence that was able to recharge this individual. And we're appreciative to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office for their continued cooperation in guiding what information was needed to make these charges stick.
Investigators found a bullet hole in a wall and in an arcade machine. But on a busy Christmas shopping day, fortunately, no bystanders were injured. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Lawmakers are back at the State House today for day one of a new year, and it's going to be a busy one. They've got to pass a new 2-year budget before the session ends later this spring. And here are some of the other priorities leaders have laid out. The Republican majority wants to tackle what they call meaningful property tax reform. Also, they're proposing legislation to contain Medicaid costs. They say Indiana's Medicaid program is growing at unsustainable rates. Other bills are aimed at lowering the cost of health care, and these are just some on the list. These are just the quick highlights. Our State House reporter, Emily Longnecker, has been at the State House all day long. She's going to join us for a closer look at all of this, and you'll hear from lawmakers coming up on 13 News at 5. All right, I want to get to breaking news now out of Southern California, where firefighters are battling several out-of-control, deadly fires. And this gives you kind of a unique perspective of just how large this is. This video is taken from somebody landing at LA International Airport, LAX. You can see the widespread devastation. 2 people have died so far. Tens of thousands have been forced from their homes. And with the current 60-mile-an-hour winds, flames are showing no signs of slowing down. In fact, the initial fire, the Pacific Palisades fire, is now the most destructive in LA history, with an estimated 1,000 structures destroyed.
And emergency response officials telling us right now that this fire is 0% contained. Maribel Gonzalez has more on today's state of emergency.
Oh my God, you guys. Los Angeles County is now in the crosshairs of 4 massive separate fires. Thousands of acres ravaged and counting. Tens of thousands of people ordered to evacuate.
Take it seriously and evacuate. Your life will depend on it.
Some civilian fatalities have been reported, and fire officials say there's little to no containment this hour. High winds, massive walls of fast-moving flames, and rough, hilly terrain are stretching fire crews to their limits.
We have several firefighters and civilian injuries that have been reported.
Many evacuees had to abandon their vehicles and escape on foot, while some residents tried to save their homes with garden hoses.
You think you're going to be out there with your little garden hose, stopping a conflagration with flames 80 feet high in 90-mile-an-hour winds. You're not going to be helping.
Actor James Woods is one of many who lost a home in the Palisades fire.
It just finally moved into about 3 months ago. All the smoke alarms are going off, so that's hard lit.
President Joe Biden visiting LA County Wednesday, getting briefed on statewide reinforcements being called in.
I contacted the Governor's Office of Emergency Services. We requested 250 additional engines into LA County with 1,000 personnel.
In the Pacific Palisades, I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
All right, and clearly that devastation will continue to track, will continue to follow. We're getting just updates out of California as we speak.
Those images are, it's almost apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Never seen, you see wildfires, you've seen them before, but the images coming out of California today are just something
It's
different,
in such
something
a,
else.
yeah, it's in such a heavy residential area,
Yep.
and I think that makes it a little bit different from some of the other ones that we've seen.
Yep.